Welcome to another Workshop Wednesdays. It is here finally. We got Duckies. It is Champ 1 through 3. Not sure what division specifically, but it's going to be a 3v3. I think he's playing against people I know on the other team. I'm not exactly sure who it is. Also, Fruity, I know you're in chat. That is not actually true. It is a meme. Yukio is the one that changed it in the WSOE chat because apparently Axotos gave everybody a sword from moderator. Don't believe everything you hear on the internet, kids. Fruity, you're the worst. I love you. I hope to see you in Vegas. I hope I get to go to Vegas. 5%. Let's bring this to 100. First off, that kickoff was sloppy, but we'll let it go. Double commits like crazy already. Is that top left? No, good save. All right, so this whole beginning is just sloppy. So that kickoff, bad. It was a little lofted. Go a little bit more before you do the flip. You're flipping, and then you want to boost through this as well, which you don't. Go to about here, and then boost and flip with it. And hold boost until your car, this part is facing that way. Or basically facing the wrong way. You want to go until it's basically like a 90-degree angle, and it's up, straight up and down. Because then when you let go, you're no longer boosting against the way you're rotating, and it slows you down. So you want to boost a little bit longer. Also make sure you're moving a little bit more forward. Your momentum's not moving far enough to actually get any benefit from it. So there's that. And then there's a bunch of double commits here in the corner after this. So you rotate out, you get the corner boost, or the side boost, which is fine. You cut across here. Go far post. Johnny is already here. Go here. Go far post. It'll clear up all of this traffic in the side. That wasn't yours to challenge. Luckily, both of you commit on that and win that. Positioning here is awkward as well. You should see one player here, second player to support. You're the third player. Get out. Go this way. You don't want to cut back across. I know you see this and it looks really appealing, but go the other way. Go this way. So turn and go this way. Otherwise, you're going to turn and bump into this guy, which you actually do. And now you don't get the boost that you wanted in the first place. So rotate out wide. You got that? Oh, you do. So your approach is kind of rough, which is fine. Coming a little bit too quick, the ball gets pushed to the side. You adjust by that by turning your car and boosting, so you're now going this way, and then because you can't get it, you actually air roll and hit it with the bottom of your car. So good adjustment, split second. Works out. Also, just remember that I'm going to have to clickbait the hell out of this title. Fruity leaks new roster for Dignitas or something like that. It'll be great. That secondary touch actually worked out. The third one you probably didn't need to go for. I honestly think this is Gigabye in them. I really do. Which, if that's the case, that makes us really tough, because that means Big Chungus is like an 1900 player, which is way above where you guys are at. So if you guys actually win this, I'm surprised. Rotating far, not your fault. Just a good pass up and a shot. Waiting for that to develop. I don't know if you're supposed to go. I mean, you could have made that, right? So you go corner boost. Ball pinches out. As soon as that goes up, two things. Don't be afraid to go wall. It's going to pinch up and come back down anyway. But if you go on the wall, it allows you to conserve some boost when you're trying to go for an aerial. That's number one. The other thing is if a challenge does come in, it cuts that off. The only downfall is then this is all open. which hopefully your teammate who went for the kickoff has rotated out and has covered that roll anyway. So the reason why you want to go on the wall is it adds elevation. So even if they do win this and it plays into the midfield and you have a teammate here and he hits it, he can play it up to you and then you can play it back in. It's giving your team options preemptively. Otherwise, aerial for that and go for it. Now you have to back off. Going for the aerial is fine, because nobody else is going to get it. Mop is like already over here trying to go. So your aerial is fine. The difficulty though is you need to come across. Your car is pointed this way when it needs to be pointed this way slightly, or even just straight on, and then use boost and air roll to correct it. But because you're pointing this way slightly, you're actually going to go away with the ball, and you're actually following the ball's path, because the ball is going to continue to go this way. It's hard to show that in like a 3D space, but it's technically going to go like this. And then eventually, like if this is the goal, the ball is going to hit like right about here, and you're going to end up over here. Just based upon the trajectory you're going, you need to face so you land here at the farthest, but you can't because you're facing this way. So 2 to maybe 3 things I see wrong. Number 1, the way you're facing. Number 2, your car is facing and you're driving this way. You need to be tilted down and going up faster to get to this ball, because you should be able to reach this ball before it even hits backboard. You should be able to hit it about here. So your trajectory is wrong and the way you're facing is wrong. So make sure you're getting up for that quick aerial. You do use your second jump here in a sec, which does help you pop a little bit further. But you can get to this ball a lot faster if you do that. It's a mechanical thing. It'll take time, especially when you're moving backwards. There is a training pack that allows you to make saves while moving backwards. I highly recommend practicing that. I forgot the name of it. Yeah, you land super far back on that. A boost back here. Just gotta find a way to buy time. I don't know what the hell they're doing, but the boost ends up coming up. You get it. Apparently you heard your teammate go up. So you hear your teammate, I guess. I think. I don't know if you backed off of this because your teammate, or if it's just because you didn't think you could get it. Because you popped off, and then this. Your aerial's rough. It looks like you want to go for a ground pinch. You mess up the ground pinch. Mess up the ground pinch. You end up getting in front of it and bumping the player. I don't know if any of that is intentional or if it was planned. If it is, that's fucking amazing. But based upon what I am seeing, I don't believe that any of that was intentional. But it worked out really well, and that's always a good thing. Sometimes it's just better to be lucky than it is to be good. And in that case, luck worked out in your favor. Pretty sick. I do get the idea of the ground pinch. The only thing I did see with the ground pinch is it's going to go straight at him. Try to aim it. So if this is the ball, and I have a telestrator, I don't need to use my hands. If this is the ball and you're above it, try to hit it with the ability to land here so it pinches that way. Because he is here. If this is the goal, he's here. You can pinch it to the far corner. You can't pinch it here because he can cut that off just by the way he is. And you're not going to be able to like shoot it high. If you could put it high, top right's great because he's moving across this way. But if you pinch it and it goes here, you're good. You just can't aim middle. There's maybe a chance that you can play it this way, depending on where you are. Let's take a look, just to double check. Yeah, he's turning right there, so you have to play it near and just hope that the speed catches him off guard. If you pinch that and play it here, you should be fine. So try to land on it like here. Here it'll pinch. Or just do that, however the hell you did that. Got to the kickoff a little late. Got a demo for it, though. Yikes, dude. Yeah, this is Gigabye. So the difficulty is they're playing against a Smurf right now. Gigabye, shame on you. You're carrying poo players named Mac and Dot, whether that's Phantom Ace or Mittens. I don't care. How dare you? I get it. You want to actually play games and not deal with Q. But you're playing against Gigabye. Gigabye is not a low-level player. I think he's top 200. I'm pretty sure. Because I'm pretty sure that's Big Chungus. Can almost guarantee it. So you're playing against a higher level player. But it also, for ranking up, it's frustrating, but at the same time, it gives me a good replay to explain to the things that he's doing right compared to you, and this will help you get better as well. So first things first, I'm going to turn on a light because it's getting dark. So I'm going to cut this out. And now everything's fine. We did it. Cool. So, to show you why this play developed, he's in space, right? Kickoff goes straight to him. Nobody's on him, right? Something that a lot of players are doing now in the cheat up game, and something that they could get punished for, actually. If you have a better kickoff here, one-on-one, he's going for this boost. Very aggressive cheat up. He's going for the corner boost. Okay? If you kill this and your teammate with the cheat up is there, you immediately have a free shot on net. Because he's up, he's out of the way, he's out of play because he did the 50-50. So a lot of this actually relies on the kickoff. So number one, you need to win that kickoff. Boost forward, jump about here, you'll land about here, go to here, jump into it straight forward. You should win it. You'll kill it otherwise. Okay? Plus, it'll put both him and him out of position. It's an easy way to shut that down altogether. Your kickoff is pretty weak, and it pinches off straight to Mr. Chungus. All intentional. This player goes for a quick kickoff. The reason why he's going for a quick kickoff, and you can see that loop, is because when you do a spiral, your car is always facing forward, so your boost always has the ability to propel you through it. This kickoff only works if he gets to it first. Most of the time, this kickoff no longer works because people's kickoffs have gotten to the point where even if they hit it, you're going to hit it second in some way, shape, or form and push it this way. Because you don't get there at all, your kickoffs definitely need fixing. You need to fix that. Kickoffs are a big proponent of this game. It's where everything starts. It's the one thing that you can truly control. So make sure you work on your kickoffs as well. If you touch that in any way, look how much space is being put. If you hit it like here, that ball's going over there. And he messes that up completely. He'll get a piece of it, but it'll pinch out somewhere. So make sure you work on your kickoffs. But because you don't, he's able to push it past you to the side. Chungus is now in space. There is nobody on him at all. So rather than just hitting it, which a lot of players in North America do, he maintains possession by just popping it. He hits it very light up to himself and then goes for an air dribble. Your teammate messes it up. Your other teammate messes it up. It's 2 mistakes, technically 3 mistakes in a row. Your kickoff was poor. First aerial was rough. Second one didn't cover the right spot. Makes it very easy for him. All he has to do is hit his shot. It's a double touch. Not the easiest thing to do for some people, but he's pretty much given all the tools he needs to make that successful. Even if he does miss that, it's still 2 teammates that are able to come challenge, whether it be Mac or Dot. So a lot of mistakes there. Clean those up. Also, shame on you, Gigabye, again. Much better kickoff. Gets cleared immediately. Go wide on that. What is your teammate doing? Hello? Your teammate's cheating up way too far and doesn't do anything with it, so that's weird. So, based upon the knowledge that you have, let's try to do this. I hate using my mouse for this. All right. Corner boost, you move up. All right. So, my assumptions, and this is pretty tough. My assumptions state you went for the cheat up or you went for the other corner. He's here, which means your teammate who didn't cheat up is either somewhere midfield or in your back right. I'm going to assume back right. Because of that, it is your teammate's job to move up and take a touch on this or to challenge this in some way, shape, or form. Technically, he already is cheated up. We know that. He is out of position, though. There's 2 ways you can play this. You can either play this defensive or you can play this offensive. As I said in the last replay, the big important thing about playing solo queue and with people you do not know is you can't really trust them. And these are the reasons why. So with that state in mind, and this is a total blanket statement, and it changes as you get better, but my assumption in this play is that I don't trust my teammates and I need to play defensive. And you can't play defensive because you're cutting into an offensive role. You are waiting for this touch to happen, and the benefit is if you're playing with someone like Fruity or Chrome, who are both in chat, appreciate you guys being here, you have the ability to move up. Fruity is going to aerial this and smack it first. He's probably going to put it on target, which is great. Then you can move up and you can wait for that, and then you can put a shot on target. The issue is you're not playing with Fruity or Chrome. You're playing with some rando that I don't know. Because of that, rotate wide and go back. Give him the space to mess up. Enable yourself the opportunity to basically cover it if he makes a mistake and be in a better position for attack. The issue is you play across and now you have to recover, which then puts you out of position because the ball is going to go around the back wall over on the side here as this plays out. And now you are not in a position to attack that. You can turn on it, but he's going to have a better attacking force because his force is going to be pushing this way. Your force is going to be pushing this way. He's going to put all that momentum through, and it will win. Just how 50-50s work, okay? He's putting himself between himself and the ball, so the least angle of resistance is going to be here, and it's going to pinch out this way if you go for it, okay? If you play this wider, that ball will develop a little bit more, and you give your space between the player who has the ball and yourself. I assume he's just going to smack this. He's not going to control it. So you being in net, if this is the net, you will be in this area roughly, which allows you then to make a play. You can determine if you want to challenge it then or otherwise, which allows then the first guy to rotate back and continue the rotation. So give yourself space. It sounds terrible, but don't trust your teammates. You want to support your teammates, not play the ball. It's kind of weird, but it's how you rank up. Get the ball, works out fine. Get the boost. Now you're double backing again. So this is a weird thing that a lot of players do. Rather than rotating in this scenario, a lot of people back up and try to get in a position to hit the ball again, even though their turn per se is already gone. By you moving up here and this ball being played back in, you are no longer in position. That is your rotation and it is done. You have a player behind you who is supporting that. He is already in a place to make a play that is better off than you are. That's the whole reason he's behind you. It's the whole reason why rotations exist. And because your play has been eliminated, remove yourself, go back behind him. If I don't draw off the screen, go behind him, let him make a play, and now it is your turn to support him. Don't turn back around and go into it, because now you have two people committing for something that you're never going to get anyway. So you back off, you turn and try to make a play again. No point. Go behind him, let him make that touch, and now you're in a position to make a better play. So if you were to rotate around, you would be in this area. He takes that hit. You can then sweep in and then take a hit afterwards. But because you're not, that ball plays in the corner. You're not there to follow up on it, and it pinches across. Luckily, that pinch is super strong, and it doesn't matter. But now you guys are stuck on defense. Support Mop. Stay behind him. Good. Another commit. Never should have went for that. Player 1, player 2, player 3. Player 1's job is to support and hit the ball first. Ball, he does that. Goes off the corner, goes that way. Player 2 is to read what happens after that and make a decision. Player 3 is what we refer to, or is what I refer to as a flex pick. Your job is to survey this information and determine if you become either A, number 1, or number 2 in the rotation, or if you stay as number 3. You have a bunch of options. Your job is probably the most critical. Based upon the way this ball plays out, you have to determine if either A, this person can get to the ball, or B, if you are the one to go next. So you move into position, you're playing it passive, that's great. Continue to do this, keep doing this, keep doing this, keep doing this. Mop makes the decision, I think, to go up on the wall, which I actually like, because then he can cover backport if he needs to, and then this player needs to rotate back around. So Mop starts to go up. You still have a job to cover the goal in this area. Mac hits the lip. It pops up. Player here, probably not going to be able to get it. You still have a player here. This guy's job is to cover and then rotate back up and go and get the backport if he needs to and play this out. And the benefit of him going up and doing that is now you, if you feel comfortable with him making this touch, I don't in solo queue. I'm going to wait for it to develop. Can go for a counterattack. So if this player in an ideal situation goes up and hits this, so he goes up on the backboard and he clears it downfield, you can now move upfield, go for a pass, and score. Quick counterattack. See what happens. You go up as well. All three of you are committed for the ball, and Joni actually does get a hit. If you wouldn't have done that and you would have moved into an offensive play, you could literally be right here waiting for this play to develop, and you could put a shot on target, probably over here, and get a goal. But now all three of you commit. This should be an easy goal for them. Another commit. I get it. It's a last-ditch effort. Someone's got to go up for it, but they're going to get a goal here. Yeah. But you see how, like, one minor detail now creates this domino effect of all the other issues that happen, Duckies? By literally committing to that aerial, so many other factors come into play. You've all expended boost. You're all out of position. And now you guys are all in panic mode. Rather than following a clean rotation and just going one at a time and being able to extend that defense, you all commit, you all throw it all away, and they get another goal. And now they're leading in the series. Or in the game. See you later, Pont. Thanks for hanging, man. We'll get to your replays soon. I think you're the last one in line right now. Go for that. Good clear. Good challenge as well. Even though you don't have any boost, I like this. You're not giving it away for free. So even though you don't have any boost, based upon the way he's positioned, he's going to trap this and try to bring it wall. Even though you don't have anything, you still stay close. You could probably get this 12 boost if you wanted to, because he's here in the way anyway. But most people, and a lot of people, do back off for some reason. But you want, and this is a very ones-oriented thing. Oh, you're saying see you to Hendrix. Hendrix, I'll catch you later, man. Thanks for hanging. Thanks for the coaching, bro. You demand? Hey, not a problem, dude. Not a problem. So with the way that this works out, a lot of players, and this is something that you learn in ones a lot, is even though you have no boost, by staying close to the other player, it minimizes the amount of options that he has to beat you with speed. There is a balance to that, and if they have enough of a good touch, they can overplay you. But in most cases, in ones, you want to stay close the less boost you have, because it minimizes the amount of options that they can go for, like a flick or anything else. Because if you give them a little bit of space, say you're here instead of here, a flick is going to beat you. You can't use boost to make up that distance or that gap. And when you have boost, that allows you to then to space a little bit more, and it changes, right? That's kind of a feel thing. It takes time to learn. Ones are great for that. The one thing that ones does more than anything is it tells you when you can and cannot challenge, or how you should position yourself. And that changes, obviously, when more players get put into the mix. But by having no boost and staying close to this, that's still too slow. You completely limit his options, right? His ability to go up the wall is completely negated. You still have no boost, but his touch now has to be made up for it, and it is your job to then rotate out. But that split second is enough to make something that he wasn't expecting happen. It changes his reaction. Good say about Chungi. I'm okay with this. So even though you double back again like you did in the other one, the reason why I'm okay with this one is because it's technically you're the closest to the ball, and you're just trying to disrupt their ability to pass it downfield. Your teammates behind you should support that. They should wait for that to develop. Good save. Clears it out. I like the corner pick. Slow it down. Good. So the benefit to slowing it down here is you've got people that are... So this team that you're playing against wants to play extremely fast. The benefit of slowing it down allows you to dictate the pace. It allows you to control everything that's happening on the field. So by slowing it down and going for a flick here, you can get in a better position. I like that he's supporting you, so if something does happen or you get challenged, he's still there. And allows your player in the back to get boost and get in a better position too. I don't know what this Joni guy's doing, though. It's kind of weird. Far post. I'm glad you didn't take the corner boost. You had 70-some. You didn't need to deny 100 for 10 seconds. Try to stay upfield on this, too. There's a little bit of trust that needs to be happening. If you're here, try to go this way. That way he has something that he can pass to. If he goes and he turns and he hits that and plays it across field, it puts you in a better position to get to the ball first. But by turning around, he has no one to hit it to. He messes up the hit anyway, but it also gets you the ability to play that sooner. Going for bumps, not the worst idea. So that challenge is important because it stops Chungus from hitting it further. But the way that you go about hitting it is kind of rough. Jump sooner. This is gonna look super weird. Hold on. So you want to jump into it here. You're trying to put as much surface area on the ball with power as you can. And by waiting to hit the ball, you're basically like trying to hit the ball and put power on it when it's already on you and there's already a force on the other side pushing it. So you're not really getting anything into it. If you jump sooner, if you jump like where you are now, your car will start to flip and put more surface on the ball itself, which will deny it and try to kill that 50-50 either straight down or to the side. It'll probably go to the left here if you do that. But by waiting last second, like you wait absolute last second, you jump now. It's already past you. It's already being pushed past you. Notice how he's already flipping through it. So if you want to kill it, you got to jump a little bit sooner into that. Bump was a little bit off to the right. That's why he bumped you instead. Let that develop out. That's kind of scary to challenge. Play this a little bit slower. Don't commit so hard here because you can get denied pretty quick. I like the aggression and the lack of hesitation, which is good, but let your teammate still develop. So your teammate goes for the touch. It forces him down, right? Now commit to it. Wait, what? How did Mop hit that? The fuck? That's not on you. That's just, I guess, just stay back. Just stay back more. Let Mop do whatever the hell he's doing. That's really tough. I don't know if I want to blame you on this one at all. Right? Because based upon what I'm seeing here, Mop is pre-jumping and the ball goes past. Like, that looks like the ball is going past him, so you commit. I don't blame you on that, Duckies, at all. That's just, Mop makes some weird touch and it ends up pinching past you. That's not your fault. I think you're a little bit too far on this too. Based upon your positioning here, when this ball goes up, if this was a pass, like if he just hit this hard right away, great. You're still up a little bit. You can lead into it. It's fine. As soon as this aerial happens, though, by cheating in here, like what are you trying to accomplish out of here? You got a player here who can go and challenge it. There's probably another player back here that's in a better spot. Even if, like, if Chungus goes up and you go up for it, and you're playing the ball this way while he's trying to play the ball that way, that 50-50 is always going to pinch towards your net. You want to make sure you're putting yourself in a better position so when you do hit it, you're putting more force towards their goal rather than towards a different direction. So by challenging sideways, that's why I get really frustrated when I play with people who either challenge backwards or challenge sideways, because the 50-50, no matter what happens, is still going to put that force of momentum towards your net in some way. So you're cheating up too far. Rotate far post. What you do. Half flip around. Good. Soft touch. Touch isn't there. Not a big deal. That's just a mechanical thing. You get a little bit lost. I do too when it's up like that. But worked out. Don't challenge that. Reason why you don't want to challenge this. Mop is coming down in here. 2 players are here. You're committing 2 players to one spot. And if you don't win that 50-50, it's now him versus 1v3 technically. Technically a 2. These guys will probably move downfield after he wins it. and they're both closer to the ball. Mac's in a better position than you are anyway. His time to the ball is a lot less than yours. And it shows there. He beats you over the top. So wait for it to develop a little bit, then challenge when you can get to it. Not enough boost to get there in time, and your jump was late. That was a really, really, really weird shot. Driving with no boost, you're never going to get there first. We already talked about that. You get boost here. So that kind of sucks. So, again, a little thing that happens here, right? Play's developing. You have to make a decision. I don't know why it's that. Oh, we want this. So you have to make a decision. Do I challenge this ball? I say no because Mac is here and probably can go up the wall and hit it. Also, he's going to be here to hit it as well. So, depending on how this ball is developing, it's already moving downfield. You either have to make the decision to commit to this or to go near post or backboard, okay? Either option is fine. You just have to make that decision immediately, okay? If you go and you turn and you aerial this, at least it cuts off something that these guys are trying to do, and it allows your teammate back here, I think it's Johnny or Joni or whatever the fuck his name is. It allows him to get in a position to make a play, right? At least, like, the hardest thing about being a defender is not being able to understand what this player is doing or what this player is doing. Because my actions are dictated by what you guys do. So if you go for this and you move up, that allows your teammate behind you to go for it, and it also cuts off a majority of the space, right? It removes some of the angle of their shot. If you decide to rotate back, the other thing you can do is you have that guy over here who can cover back post, and you can go, if this is the goal, right, your teammate who is back can go here, right? You can cover this area, and then you can go up and cover this area. That way the whole angle is covered. You can jump across, you can jump across. You just got to do one or the other. Doing neither. So you start to cheat up here. You don't like it, you back off again. It puts you in a really weird spot. Now you can't make a save. Good touch. Mac popped that. That was his mistake. That's decisive. I like it. Good job. You also got underneath it to side, so it played it further right as well. Gave it a sharper angle. A little bit careful on those, because depending on what it is, it might not be hard enough to go in, but... I don't know if you quick aerialed on that. Slow down your approach here. When you're here, you want to give yourself as much space as possible. So after you grab this boost, if you don't have 100 already, which you do, so you can leave that, which is fine. Allows him to rotate out and grab that and come back in if he needs to. So not grabbing that's good. When you come in, stop about this area. Because you don't know how this is going to go up. Like, you don't know if that's going to pitch far. You don't know if it's going to go over here. You don't know if it's going to come back this way. And the more and more you cheat up, the less space and the less time you give yourself to react to it. Okay? The other thing about aerials is if you're having issues getting up quickly and you can't do a quick aerial fast enough, like in space or in like while you're moving all your momentum forward. I don't know the right term for it right now, but when you slow down, it allows you to get that angle up higher, faster. It allows you to elevate yourself quicker without moving forward. So if you approach this a little bit slower, like you're gunning in right now. You're expecting something to happen, and I don't know how this pass is going to go because this player still has the ability to challenge it. He's not on it yet. Like, if he's on the ball here, then by all means, he's going to beat that out and be able to pass it down possibly. But that challenge, you don't know how that interaction is going to go. So don't approach so quickly. Approach a little bit slower. You want to end up roughly in this area. You don't want to be past this. But by moving up this quickly, it goes over your head. That's a mechanical thing, and positioning can help with that. If you start to if you start to get better at the mechanic of it, sweet. But also, do you cut this rotation? Where's Mop going? Mop turns back. Okay, Mop's going corner boot, so you're fine there. So thing I'm looking at, you have a player who's moving in here. Mop is going to go for this corner, so you're fine. So yes, cut back in. That's why the third man is always important, because your decision, technically you were the first because you made the first touch after that aerial. You now become the third by being the last rotation. Mop has a decision. After your player moves this up, he either has to go and support that or he can go back. That's why your decision is a flex, because you're determining on what happens with this player. Does this player cheat up and you have to go back, or does he stay? Because ideally what should happen is your player should come through here. He should support that. You should get this corner boost and then stay here. So that way you have 3 points of attack, because you only have 30 seconds left. You're trying to play a little bit more aggressive. He backs off. You turn in midfield, which is fine. You're there to support it. Unfortunately, your touch is kind of rough. You want to get a little bit more into this. You cut in really hard, because I assume you expect a better touch from him. But if you play this a little bit wider, and this is hindsight, but if you play this a little bit wider, it allows you to get behind the ball a little bit more and play it further inside. You basically want to pop that high over backboard, but easier said than done. I don't know why you delayed on that one. I think you were trying to maintain it or dribble it. Play it wall is probably your best bet. So here, as soon as this ball lands, I would take this. I would play it wall and go across. But you have to hit it hard, because there's probably going to be someone challenging here. So as soon as that drops, smack it. You want to take a little bit harder of an angle. So the reason why you want to hit it this way a little bit more is because if you push it this way, it's throwing it away from you. And if someone challenges, you're kind of SOL. So you want to keep your possession on it. Try to play it a little bit harder of an angle, like this way. And then play it up and then go. But that delay was kind of weird. Your teammate takes it. Don't know why. Fortunately, you don't read that wall well. This is just a habit thing. So that ball, you can see, is going to bounce. You want to go wall and play it off, because I think it's what you're comfortable with. But don't be afraid to just challenge it like directly with the aerial. Rather than going to the wall and then trying to play it inside, you just want to create a challenge and stop and disrupt these guys from having the ball. So just aerial it directly. Goes off the wall and pops off. I just don't know if you were unable to read it or what happened. But good stuff otherwise. Work on rotations. Kickoffs are super important as well. And then don't trust your teammates. It sounds really bad. It really does. But at ranks like this, when you're between Champ 1 and Champ 3, I would put you at Champ 1, Champ 2. Probably Champ 2, just because you play a little bit faster. I'd probably put you at Champ 2 if I had to guess. Because Champ 3 plays a little bit faster and a little bit cleaner on the aerials. I was Champ 3, almost Grand Champ. Oh, God. This isn't an insult towards you, but Psyonix, can we please get a rank reset? Like a hard reset, not a soft reset. But yeah, a lot of those things can be cleaned up. Rotations were the big one, man. Rotations were the big one. A lot of things need to be cleaned up rotation-wise. So hopefully this helps. That was Duckies. That is almost Grand Champ. Champ 1 through 3 in 3v3s. He's also playing against a lot of players, and I don't feel so bad about the crap I gave Gigabye now. Gigabye is a Grand Champ player, and you're just shy Grand Champ, so makes sense.